pregnancy and now you're a horrible mother. The best thing that you can do right now is go get the counseling that you need and the support that he needs, the physical therapy and the therapies that he needs. That's all you can do now, and hope for the best. You have said far worse things. You said that you could kill the baby. You wanted the baby to die while he was pregnant. You've said far worse things than the father has ever said about him. You're embarrassed because you did that to him. You're embarrassed because you smoked and drank while pregnant and you made this the outcome. If you want to be mad at anybody, be mad at yourself.
What if I told you the real danger in this story isn't the drama, the threats, or even Blueface, but the shocking truth about what's happening to an innocent baby behind the cameras? Today, everything you thought you knew is about to be shattered. What started off as internet drama that people laughed at has turned into something far more troubling. The situation surrounding Blueface Chrisean and their families has escalated to the point where disrespect and hostility seem to be their default way of communicating. But in the middle of all this chaos, the only true victim is their son, Junior. New details about his health have surfaced, and it's becoming clearer that many of the adults around him, including Chrisean and those in her circle, share responsibility for how things reached this point. What makes it worse is that much of his condition could have been prevented. This latest wave of conflict came after Chrisean began lashing out online, threatening Blueface after their breakup and warning him that he'd face consequences if he didn't get in line. Blueface, who just got out of prison, has made it clear he wants no part of dangerous antics and has begun revealing the extent to which Chrisean's actions affected their son's well-being. Despite constant encouragement from the public to prioritize her child, Chrisean continues fueling an unstable environment, one that Junior is clearly having difficulty navigating. And at this point, it isn't speculation. There are numerous recordings showing moments where she drank heavily during pregnancy and treated her son more like a prop to stay close to Blueface than a child who needs consistent care. But the most alarming part came right before she gave birth. Doctors reportedly informed her that she had chlamydia and strongly advised against a natural delivery because it could put the baby at risk of blindness. Learning this so late suggests she wasn't receiving proper prenatal care, as she only discovered the infection while already in labor. Medical staff recommended a C-section to protect her newborn, underscoring just how preventable many of these complications could have been with earlier attention and responsible choices.
Why didn't your mother's instincts kick in day one when you gave birth? Why? Because I was there. It didn't kick in. It didn't kick in. When the nurses came in and told you, can they talk to you about yourself? You're like, no. Just go ahead and put it out there. Whatever's wrong. Yeah, and they said you had chlamydia. Your mother's instincts didn't kick in. They said we had to do a C-section. Guess what? You refused. You didn't want to mess up your little tattoo. Or you didn't want to get cut, right? Oh, all right. Where your mother's instincts was at then? Because you sent through that infected canal.
Despite everything doctors warned her about, Chrisean was still determined to deliver naturally. Her reason? She allegedly wanted to stream the birth and didn't want a C-section scar disrupting the tattoo she placed exactly where an incision would have been made. Unfortunately, that choice may now be contributing to the challenges her son is reportedly facing, as he's dealing with multiple developmental concerns. Adding to the controversy, Blueface's mother recently responded to a follower who questioned why Chrisean wasn't screened for substances after giving birth in 2023. Hospitals typically run drug and alcohol tests on new mothers and notify Child Protective Services if anything concerning shows up. The follower asked how the hospital could have missed anything and why the baby wasn't placed under appropriate care if issues were present. Blueface's mother answered simply, she didn't go to a regular hospital. That explanation also sheds light on why the medical team allowed her to deliver naturally despite risks. But placing all the blame on Chrisean ignores the environment she was surrounded by. Friends, relatives, and anyone who encouraged or ignored the behavior all share responsibility. Once Blueface was released from jail, Chrisean was quick to bring Junior to see him. But the moment he laid eyes on his son, he was stunned. Nothing seemed improved. Junior arrived wearing only a diaper, and his hair looked severely neglected. Blueface was visibly shaken, unable to comprehend how things had gotten worse rather than better. Since then, Blueface has been focused on everything except improving the situation with his son, engaging in online antics, flaunting a new relationship with Hazel, and appearing on dating shows. Meanwhile, Chrisean has been spiraling publicly, accusing Blueface of disrespecting her child and directing anger at nearly everyone connected to him, his other children, their mother Jaden, his mother, and even extended family. This is exactly why Jaden refuses to let Chrisean anywhere near her kids. The behavior makes it seem as if, in Chrisean's mind, no one should have Blueface if she can't. But what truly caught the internet's attention were the alarming warnings Chrisean started issuing online. She implied that people who play with her always face consequences, alluding to harm that could happen if Blueface continued to cross her. She even claimed that one day she and her son might visit his grave, arguing that he was the one putting them in danger, not the other way around. The entire situation has become a storm of accusations, emotional outbursts, and unresolved hurt. And tragically, the person caught in the middle is a child who deserves far better than the chaos surrounding him. Hearing Chrisean tell someone, "You'll be gone before we ever are," would be alarming directed at anyone, but saying it to Blueface, the man she has publicly claimed to love and the man widely believed to be her son's father, left many people stunned. Moments like these have convinced a lot of viewers that when Chrisean feels hurt or denied something she wants, her concern for others, including Blueface and even Junior, seems to disappear. Many people online believe she had Junior mainly to keep her connection to Blueface intact, and some even argue she never fully wanted the responsibilities that came with motherhood. There are also claims circulating that she has pressured Blueface behind the scenes to acknowledge the child publicly, allegedly warning him that denying paternity could jeopardize her income. Even Blueface's mother, Carlisa, has hinted that she's unsure about who Junior's father actually is, though she's careful not to speak too openly about it. Adding to the tension, Blueface's brother, Dre, reportedly urged him to claim the baby regardless of biological certainty, suggesting that doing so could prevent the situation from escalating in dangerous ways. In a leaked conversation, he warned Blueface that certain people might react badly if he publicly questioned paternity, emphasizing safety over truth. The situation became even more complicated when online speculation grew around the passing of Ronnie, another man who had once insisted Junior was his child. While internet commenters have tried linking the tragedy to the surrounding drama, there is no verified evidence of foul play. Even Carlisa briefly acknowledged the rumors, but refused to go into detail, which surprised many because she normally speaks freely about nearly everything. Her silence only fueled curiosity, but again, none of the speculation has been confirmed. For Blueface, the message seems painfully clear. Regardless of whether Junior is biologically his, he believes the child desperately needs a safer and more stable environment than the one he has been experiencing. What was once viewed as messy internet entertainment has drifted into territory that feels genuinely alarming. Even people who typically enjoy celebrity drama are beginning to admit that this situation no longer feels like something to laugh about or scroll past. The tension surrounding this family has become heavy, complicated, and emotionally charged, and many viewers feel that the adults involved must confront the reality of what is happening instead of throwing accusations and emotions online. Across social media platforms, users claim that Child Protective Services has received multiple reports regarding concerns about Chrisean's parenting. While CPS itself cannot release details, commenters insist that repeated calls have been made in response to live streams, questionable videos, and clips involving Junior that raised red flags for viewers. According to online speculation, one major obstacle for investigators has been Chrisean's unstable living situation. People claim that her constant moving, lack of a fixed address, and inconsistent living arrangements have made it difficult for authorities to conduct routine follow-ups or establish what Junior's environment looks like on a day-to-day basis. Whether these reports are exaggerated by fans or rooted in truth, they've become part of a larger narrative that highlights instability as the core issue affecting this child's life. Unlike earlier phases of this saga, public reaction has shifted dramatically. In the past, social media users often rushed to defend Chrisean, framing her as a young woman dealing with trauma, rapid fame, and a toxic on-again, off-again relationship. Many fans viewed her as someone in need of compassion, encouragement, and a stable support system. People rooted for her to grow, heal, and rise above the chaos. But now that sympathy is fading quickly, and the reason is simple: Junior. When a child's well-being becomes part of the storyline, public tolerance changes instantly. Behaviors once dismissed as messy celebrity drama now feel like cause for concern. Live streams that once entertained people are suddenly being analyzed as potential evidence of deeper issues. Influencers and creators who used to react for laughs are now calling for intervention, demanding accountability, and urging anyone, to prioritize the baby's safety. With this shift, more people than ever are encouraging Blueface to take legal action or at least create a court-ordered custody plan. Even viewers who do not support him generally are acknowledging that something needs to change. Many argue that despite the drama between the adults, Junior deserves a calm and structured environment. As additional videos and allegations surface, the chorus of voices calling for accountability only grows louder. Meanwhile, the criticism toward Chrisean has intensified. Online observers describe her as someone struggling emotionally, relying heavily on public sympathy, religious references, and viral controversy to maintain attention. According to critics, whenever support begins to slip, another dramatic incident emerges, creating what they see as a cycle of online chaos. People claim she often uses Junior to shift public opinion, posting him during stressful moments or accusations to gain sympathy. They argue that the child's stability sometimes appears secondary to live streams, conflicts, and personal battles. Whether these accusations represent reality or internet exaggeration, the public perception surrounding her parenting has undeniably changed. Comment sections once filled with encouragement are now flooded with viewers expressing frustration, disappointment, and worry over Junior's environment. However, a more nuanced conversation is happening as well, one that acknowledges that both parents may be contributing to the chaos in different ways. Some viewers point out that despite Blueface's criticism of Chrisean, he has not consistently shown urgency in providing structure or stability for his son. Instead, he often appears online flaunting new relationships, engaging in conflicts, and participating in reality-style content. These critics argue that both parents are navigating unresolved trauma, financial pressure, and extreme public scrutiny, and Junior is the one caught in the middle. They believe the adults need therapy, grounded support systems, and clear boundaries rather than more arguments broadcast for millions of viewers. Still, most people agree that since Chrisean is the primary caregiver, she holds a greater responsibility for Junior's day-to-day well-being. Many argue that the inconsistencies, emotional outbursts, and chaotic environment are no longer excusable and must be addressed urgently. This situation also raises questions about the role of the internet. Because so much of their lives unfold on live streams and social media, the public becomes an invisible participant in the conflict. Millions are watching, commenting, reacting, and shaping the narrative, making it harder to distinguish truth from rumor. The constant visibility creates an environment where conflicts escalate for an audience, emotional breakdowns become content, and genuine issues become entertainment. As attention grows, so does the pressure, making it nearly impossible for anyone involved to step back, reflect, or heal. From a bigger picture perspective, the entire saga highlights the deep, often unseen dangers of raising a child directly under the spotlight, especially when the adults involved are navigating their own unhealed emotional wounds. What we're witnessing isn't just celebrity drama. It's the collision of fame, trauma, public pressure, and fragile relationships all unfolding in real time. And every time something new hits the internet, whether it's a clip, a rant, or a leaked conversation, the stakes don't simply shift, they escalate. As each new moment goes viral, viewers can feel the emotional temperature rise. The tension becomes thicker, the discussions grow louder, and the sense of urgency intensifies. People online are asking questions they weren't asking months ago. What happens next? Who steps in? Is this heading toward a point of no return? These aren't the usual questions you ask about a messy breakup or a celebrity feud. They're questions rooted in genuine worry about a child, worry about safety, and worry about the emotional and mental well-being of every person involved. Even those who used to find the chaos funny are now openly admitting that something about this feels different, heavier, and potentially more dangerous. A major concern circulating through fan communities is whether Blueface will pursue legal custody. Some viewers believe that if he truly wants a more stable environment for Junior, taking official steps might be the only way to ensure long-term safety. Others argue that while he has voiced concerns, his own public behavior hasn't always reflected the level of urgency required to make that happen. These conversations aren't about placing blame on one person, but examining the entire situation from a holistic standpoint. Can two people who are consumed by public attention, personal conflict, and emotional turbulence truly provide the stable foundation a child needs? Then there's the question many fans keep returning to: will Chrisean accept help? Help doesn't just mean financial support or a babysitter. It means therapy, parenting guidance, consistent structure, and possibly stepping away from social media long enough to gain clarity. Some people believe she's surrounded by the wrong influences, while others think she struggles with the pressure of being both a public figure and a new mother. And then there are those who argue that fame has created an environment where chaos is rewarded with clicks and sympathy, making it even harder for her to recognize when real change is needed. Regardless of the angle, the underlying concern remains: what will it take for her to prioritize long-term stability over short-term emotions? Beyond the parents, viewers are also questioning whether someone outside the immediate circle, a relative, a mentor, or even authorities, will eventually step in before the situation becomes irreversible. People fear that if things continue in this direction, something major could happen that can't be undone, something that shifts the narrative from drama to tragedy. And because so many lives play out publicly now, the internet doesn't just watch, it reacts, judges, debates, and amplifies. That amplification can make problems much worse, especially when emotions are already high. These conversations aren't confined to one platform, they're everywhere. TikTok creators are posting breakdowns. YouTube commentators are uploading long-form analyses. Instagram pages dedicated to celebrity news are posting updates by the hour. Podcasts are discussing the psychological layers behind the situation. Group chats, Twitter threads, Reddit communities. Everyone has something to say. But while the platforms differ, the theme remains the same. People are not just spectators anymore. They're emotionally invested, and many of them are afraid of where the story might go if real interventions don't happen. A noticeable shift has occurred in the tone of public discourse as well. The audience is no longer cheering for the next fight, the next dramatic live stream, or the next explosive moment. Instead, they are pleading, sometimes aggressively, for peace, for stability, for someone to step up and take responsibility. It feels like the public is collectively exhausted. And even more importantly, they are collectively worried. They've watched enough to know that chaos only intensifies when left unchecked, especially when broadcast to millions of strangers. Many viewers believe that accountability shouldn't fall on just one parent. Both parents must take responsibility for the roles they play. Some argue that Blueface should create a stricter boundary between entertainment and parenting, while others believe Chrisean needs guidance, structure, and support to manage the pressure she's under. But the majority opinion is clear: the adults don't matter nearly as much as Junior does. He didn't choose any of this. He didn't choose the fame, the conflict, the chaos, or the spotlight. He deserves a childhood filled with love, routine, safety, and care, not one shaped by the emotional storms of the adults around him. Another major talking point is the role social media has played. Many people believe platforms have intensified the danger by turning private issues into public entertainment. When millions of viewers watch every fight and every emotional breakdown, it becomes harder for the people involved to recognize boundaries. The lines between real life and online content blur. Arguments become performative. Breakdowns become content. Personal struggles get wrapped up in likes, shares, and viral moments. And once that cycle begins, it becomes incredibly difficult to break free from it. Yet, despite everything, there's still a portion of the public urging everyone else to step back. These viewers argue that constant commentary and speculation only make things worse. They believe the internet has turned this into a spectacle, feeding into the chaos instead of encouraging healing. They say that the most helpful thing the public could do is stop rewarding dysfunctional behavior with attention, giving the family space to work through their issues privately and safely. But now it's your turn. What do you think about everything unfolding? Do you believe both parents need accountability? Do you think social media has amplified the danger and pushed the situation further than it ever needed to go? Or do you feel the audience itself needs to step back and stop fueling the fire altogether? Whatever your thoughts are, drop them in the comments and don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video, baddies.